Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will try to understand one more important topic, switch case statement. Whenever you want to execute different cases based on the equality, then we go with switch case statement. The syntax is very simple. We will try to understand this with different example. Also, we will see how it is different from if-else ladder, which is also very crucial for you to make the decision when to use switch case, when to go with if else. Now the syntax is very simple here. You may have to start with switch followed by, you can write here a variable. That means directly you can specify the data or any expression. Fine. Then you have to open the curly brackets. You may have to close it. You have to write multiple cases. Fine. You have to write multiple cases, 1 case, 10 cases, 20 cases. There is no limit in this. Fine. Then whatever we have written here, expression or a variable, if it is matching with whatever I write here, whatever expression or a data I write here, if it is matching with that, then that particular case will be executed. We have to say here colon, and whatever statement you want to execute, that statement you can write. That is the basic syntax here. Let me write down here. As you can see here, whatever you have specified here, if this is matching with whatever we write here, that particular case will be executed. If it is matching with this particular case, whichever case is matching with whatever expression or a variable you have written here, whatever data we have here, that particular associated case statements would be executed. Fine. Let's try to understand this practically. We will try to take 2 to 3 examples and we'll get better at it. Let me first open the Eclipse IDE and write down some examples so that you can have a better idea on this. Suppose I will create a variable by the name day. Inside this, I will give the number 1. Based on the day, maybe inside this day variable, I will store the numbers from 1 to 7. Based on the day number, I want to print on my screen which day it is. If it is a day 1, then Monday should be printed. Day 2, Tuesday should be printed. Day 3, Wednesday. Similarly, day 7, Sunday should be printed on your console. I have to decide based on what is the current day. Day number I should decide, and then based on it, I have to print which day it is. Fine. This can be done using the if else also. There is no problem. You have already understood the if else ladder. Let me write the code wherein I'll try to execute the same logic using if else. As you can see here, I have written the if-else ladder. You know very well, you have understood in case of if-else, only one block will be executed, not all. Based on whichever block's condition is matching, that particular block's code will be executed. Of course, you may have to write within the curly bracket. However, we have also discussed whenever we have a single statement, writing the curly brackets is optional. Fine. Now, right now, whatever we have inside the day, it is 1, right? So is 1 equal to 1? Of course. So this is matching. It is resulting in true. So whatever code you write here, that will be executed. Let me just run this. So currently it is day 1. So it is Monday. If I give here day 4, of course, this is false. This is also false. Is day. That means data inside this variable. Is it equal to 2? No, it is false. So this will not be executed. This is also false. It will not be executed. And this is true. Of course, whatever we have here, that will be executed. So Thursday will be the result on your console, which you can see here. Fine. One more point you have to understand here is this if else will evaluate based on the boolean. This will result true or false boolean data. That is not the case with respect to switch. We can also directly specify the variable and we can see if the data inside this variable, if it is matching with any of the cases, that particular statement will be executed. Also, in case of switch case, we can execute multiple cases also. 2 or 3 examples we will try to see and we will understand. For now, let's convert the same scenario using the switch case. Let me comment down and write down the switch case statement here. As you can see on your screen, I have written the switch statement. Inside the variable by the name day, I have stored 4 right now, or maybe let me give it as 7. Fine. Now, I am putting this variable here within the switch. Now, whichever case is matching with whatever data we have within the switch, that particular case will be executed. Right now, inside the day, we have 7. Is this day? matching with this case? It is not the case number, it is the data. It could be anything. Is this matching with this one? No, because inside the day we have 7. So this is not 7, it is not matching. This case will not be executed. Similarly, it is not 2 because inside the day we have 7, not the 2. So this case is also not matching, it will not be executed. Case, this also will not be executed. Finally, if you go, this particular case will be executed because it is 7. And inside the day variable also we have 7. This is matching with this particular case. Hence, whatever statements you have written which is associated with this particular case, that will be executed. So let me run here. If you can notice here, we are getting the output as Sunday. That means this is the result. Now, one more interesting fact you have to understand here. If I give it 4, fine. So is it matching with this? This case will not be executed. Is this matching with the 2? No, because inside the day we have 4. This also will not be executed. Finally, it is matching with this particular case, and whatever statement you have written associated to this case, that will get executed. Not just that, all the statements or all the cases below this also will be executed. So matching case and all the cases below that will also be executed. Whichever case is matching, 4 is matching right now, right? So this case is matching, this statement will get executed, and all the cases below that will also get executed. Now, if I have to just run this, you can see here, we are getting the output Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you don't want that to happen, if you want this also to act like if else, that means you want to execute only particular case, not all the cases, then you may have to use break statement here. I will say here break. That means if this data is matching with this particular data, this particular case, then execute this particular case statements and break. Stop this. Don't go further. Don't execute any other cases. I want to execute this particular case only. If this is matching with this, then whatever case statement we have written here, I want to execute that. I don't want to execute the remaining cases. If that is the case, you may have to apply break. So let me just give break to everyone here. I'll go ahead and say here break, and let me just add same to all my cases. As you can see, I have added the break. Now, whichever statement is matching with this, whichever case is matching with this, only that one particular case will be executed. Because of the break statement, all the cases below that will not be executed. Right now, it is 4. So, of course, only Thursday will be executed. Unlike the previous output, we will not be getting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If I have to execute this, you can see we are getting only Thursday. This is possible because of this break statement. If there is a requirement that you want to execute only single case, you have to write the break statement. Now, in case of if else, only one block will be executed, not all. If this is matching, then whatever code associated inside this block, whatever code we have written, only that will be executed. No matter what, other blocks will not be executed. But in case of switch, you can execute one case also, you can execute multiple cases also. If you use break statement, only one case will be executed, because whatever case, whatever you have written here, the expression or the variable, if it is matching with any case, that particular case will be executed. And usually all the cases below that also will get executed. But if you apply break, if you have written the break statement, then all the cases below that will not be executed. Only single case which is matching with this will be executed. Now you can write here one single variable also. But in case of if else, you cannot write. It should be evaluated to a Boolean value, true or false. It should lead to true or false, nothing as such. I have declared one variable, I have initialized that variable, and I'm just using one variable also here. There is no expression, there is no matter of true or false here. Making sense? That is also difference with respect to if else. Let me write one example wherein I will show we can execute multiple cases also. Whatever example I have shown so far, it is executing single case. Maybe if I just have to say here 1. Now inside the day we have 1. It is matching with this. So whatever code associated with this case, that code will be executed, that statement will be executed, and then you are writing a break statement. If you write the break statement, all the cases below this will not be executed. If you don't write break, then cases below that also will be executed. That is what we have understood. Now let me take one more example wherein I will try to execute maybe 2-3 cases at a time. As you can see, I have considered one more example for switch case. Now here, based on the month number, you may have to tell which weather condition it is, which season it is. Fine. So right now inside the month, we have 8. Fine. So if I say switch month, that means we have 8 here. Is it matching with 12? No. Is it matching with 1? No. Is it matching with 2? No. Then of course, whatever we write here, that will not be executed. None of the cases are matching. Here also, none of the cases are matching. And of course, 6, 7, 8, 9, all of them are matching here. If I have to just execute this code, you can see on your screen, we are getting monsoon. So for multiple cases, we can execute common statement. If you want, you can give different statements also, no problem. You can write here, maybe again and again for all of this. You can just, take it here. And for all this, you can write the same code. There is no problem. Since for all these cases, I want to execute a common statement. You need not to write again and again. You can just specify like this. And for all these cases, I want to execute monsoon. Whether it is a 6, 7, 8, 9. All of them, I want to execute the same statement. This is also possible with respect to switch case statement. Now, let me just give here as maybe 10. If I give here 10, you can see the output. We are getting autumn here. Fine. Now, if I just have to give here 3, you can see here month 3. Is it matching with any of the cases here? Nope. Is it matching with any of the cases here? Yes, it is matching. And of course, whatever we have written here, that will be executed. You can see here summer. And everywhere I am not applying break. Now, I hope you are able to understand how different it is with respect to if else also. In case of if else, we have to evaluate to a Boolean data, and also only one block will be executed at a time. Here you can see you can execute multiple cases, and you can write the break statement wherever you want. If you want, you can write in every case like the way we have done previously in this particular example, or you can decide how many cases you want to execute. Fine. In both ways, you can use this switch statement. Not just that, what if I give here maybe 14? Do we have any case which is matching with 14? No case which is matching with 14, right? So of course, there will be nothing. Nothing will be executed here. I want something to execute. Like the way we have else block. If none of the conditions are matching, at last, in case of if else ladder, we have else block. Similar to that, here we have something called as default case. If none of the cases are matching, automatically whatever you write within this default, that will be executed. So let me write down here. As you can see, I have written the default statement also. So whatever we have specified here, if none of the cases are matching, then whatever statements you have written within the default, that will be executed. Fine. So let me just write down here. You can see we are getting invalid month because 14, it is not matching with any of the cases. So this is about the fundamentals of switch case. I hope you could able to understand, and also you could able to drive one difference between if else and the switch case, all the possibilities which you have within the switch case. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Again, we'll meet in the upcoming videos and explore the fundamentals of Java.